They were Germans, locals, and Romanian men who came through the cold. They were a walking arsenal, rifles, bullets, mortars, Sten guns. They came here when our troops had fled. No general came in person, only the men and their machines, cold, feral men with orders, and our rural world lay as a field for them to reap, or a child stripped for rape. They were troops with a plan which they proceeded stolidly to execute. They had orders. First they asked questions. Men and their families were methodically counted, classified, systematically typed, things listed. Whoever ran was shot. When the whole tally was done, the next phase began. Transport was readied. Every van, cart, and barrow taken, every alley emptied. Certain sites were prepared. If there were carts, they were carted, and if not, they were marched to the villages from the towns. Orders: kill them all. So they started by making us dig pits in the snow-washed earth, pits bigger than the arched church where we worshipped before. There they were stripped and pushed, shot, or still living into the pits, their interlocking forms distorted, some moving, and we children were forced to crush them down with our bare feet. It was not just here, not only these graves. It was not only these ones, it was not just elsewhere, but everywhere. The same, but each different if it's done to you, if it's your pain, fear, and excrement, and the leaves above you are from a familiar tree, an ash. Their methods were varied. They shot, hanged, cleaved, bricked in, buried alive, tore apart, but it ended up the same everywhere for those who ended up in the graves, and for us who filled the graves with earth. There were people I knew, a girl in my class. There were Jews from the town who were hurrying through, and they reaped them like grass, and they threw them all in. There were people I knew who were shattered like glass. There were guns, and we knew it was futile to do anything against bullet and gas. I crushed them flat with the soles of my feet. Rifles beaded on me as I trampled them back like a pit full of meat. Couldn't fight, couldn't flee. I was only 13. I had nothing to eat. I was human debris. Now the soles of my feet are scarred with the feel of faces, ribs, knees, elbows, teeth, bones, hands. There are not enough words to uncover even one moment of the pit. There is not enough legal guilt for anyone to uncover the detail of 1 second of it, the scent of cordite, blood, and shit. There are no thoughts that hover above the few pictures of it, the thin snow, the impassive officer, the bodies laid neatly, one over the other, head to toe, new shot trophies from the battle hunt. It isn't something you can really talk about. There wasn't really anything we could do. They were an army, they fought without quarter. There was no place for such a thing as doubt. Either you were a Jew or you were not a Jew. If you were Jewish, you were through. If not, Either way you were bought. You could be a slave for the new conquerors, or a collaborating tout. When resistance came, it was too late for the slaughtered. Even for the few who fought, it was all but futile. They were a machine of public execution. For them, no camps hidden away in the far country fed by cattle trucks. They meant business without fear or caution, and they went right to it efficiently, without shame, in the light of day. But I keep having these persistent questions. What I want to know is what they were thinking. Or were they only action? What was in their minds? What friction rubbed their hands as they turned away, the job completed, to rest and eat? I take my holiday in the spring. We go to the Black Sea, to the shore where time melts in the ruins and there are gulls hovering over broken cliffs. Are you aware that Jason sailed the Argo there, and that Orpheus would sing to them, soothe their lust for warfare, pour melancholy on their squabbling? When the Germans came, his song was missing, and they killed that hard year over 1 million Jews. We never speak about it. What could we say that would change anything? Though we do not doubt it. We understand the way that it went, but not why. It's not something to shout out loud, though one might wail like a mourner smeared with grey ash and tug one's hair out. For myself, I no longer pray, but it is constantly with me. I also wonder if there is anything to be learned from these sorrows that can prevent their recurrence. Everywhere the forges are ringing with weapons. Men in rows of uniforms trample the snow in every land where snow is falling. In the rest, they tramp the grass down. Everywhere fear and rage are calling the faithful to arms, singing songs of hatred. Everyone knows